there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we got predictions for Week 1 of the Team of the Week promo. It should be dropping in-game sometime Wednesday afternoon, so we're going to go ahead and give you all of our predictions on the best performances from Week 1 on who I think should get a card. But before we do that, just kind of want to set some expectations, and I'll cover this every single week. Number 1, there's only going to be 11 cards in total for the Team of the Week drop if they follow what they've been doing for Week 1 and Week 2 of the preseason drop content for Team of the Week. And that's going to be 9 set cards and 2 LTDs. Now, out of those cards, with the current OVR that we're sitting at, we are likely to see from this promo drop 279 overall players, 281 overall players, 284s, 387s, which would be considered the champions for this week, and then 288 overall LTDs. I can tell you off the top of my head, there's definitely going to be a lot more than 11 performances that are Team of the Week worthy every single week, so people are just going to get snubbed. It's going to happen. Everybody who had a good performance is not going to get a card. We also never know what EA has planned for future content. We got promos upcoming this month, like the Breakout promo, Gridiron Guardians, Game Time Part 2 is this Thursday. Players who had a good Week 1 could have a card planned for a future promo, so snubs are going to happen. We're going to make our best predictions here down below in the comments section. After you see all of my predictions, you can let me know who I snubbed and who should have been on the list. Leave that in the comments section. Now, as far as obtaining these cards, you know, the 84 overalls could end up being some budget beasts, and you can earn tokens with the Team of the Week solos to unlock those. Once I see one that's worthy, we'll talk about it in a video and say, you know what, go use your tokens on this hero card. And right now, heroes are at 84 overalls. As far as the 87s go, the set requirements probably will be the same: 384 to 85 overall players from any promo, and then 284 overall Team of the Week players. Now, I don't know if they're going to make these Team of the Week Week number 1 specific slots when the content drops. They've done that in years past. They've done it the opposite way as well, and you can see with the preseason content, you didn't need, well, I mean, there wasn't really much to pull from, but like when Week 2 dropped, I don't believe you needed Week 1 players from the preseason drop. So if you want to somewhat prep for the sets, this is what they did the first 2 weeks. Will they keep this format? It's not 100% guaranteed, but it certainly is a possibility. So let's go ahead and get through our predictions here. We're going to start at the quarterback position. Definitely the most deserved player at this position to get a Team of the Week card for week number 1. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's Baker Mayfield, mainly because he has an 85 overall team builder card, which is already a champion card from a promo that's not very old. But in Week 1, Baker had 289 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. If they were to give him a card, I could see it being an 88 overall LTD, but I just think generally speaking, he's not going to get a card, but he did have a very good Week 1 performance. Really, the only other quarterback performance that stood out in Week 1, and it wasn't even that amazing, was Derek Carr, who already has a promo card from the Season of Boom promo, an 82 overall, so they could bump him up and give him an 87 overall champion if they want to go the route of a quarterback this week. He had 200 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Mostly it was the touchdown passes that stood out, but he didn't really accumulate a ton of yards. So I could see them skipping both of the quarterback positions this week and going with, you know, like 2 wide receivers and a running back if they go with 3 players on offense. A lot of really good running back performances. Joe Mixon was one of them, just like Baker Mayfield, because he has a champion from the Team Builder promo. I don't think that he's going to go ahead and get a card, but if he did, I would see them also giving him the LTD at an 88 overall. He in Week 1 had 159 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Now, Jordan Mason just last night had a really, really good performance on Monday Night Football. Last year, several weeks into the season, we had tons of good Monday Night Football performances, and none of those players were rewarded with a card. So I think Jordan Mason is worthy. 147 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. I mean, he was filling in for CMC and had a really good game. Big win for the 49ers to open up the season. But being that it happened last night, they might not give him a card. Also, his only card in the game right now is a 72 overall core card. So if they did, it would probably be a 79 or an 81. It wouldn't really be a dominant card or a great card or a card that you're going to want to go after unless you're on a 49ers Steam team and you need a little bit of help there boosting up those Steam team players to get to 20. Next running back performance, J.K. Dobbins over with the Chargers now. he got 135 rushing yards on only 10 carries. Everybody else had a lot of carries. He had a really big average. He also got into the end zone once, and just like Jordan Mason, doesn't really have a high OVR card, just sitting there with this core gold 75. So if he were to get a card, it would probably be a 79 or an 81. Maybe they jump him up to an 84 overall hero. And you already knew this one was coming. You saw it in the thumbnail picture. Saquon Barkley. Now, he's a little bit different between like Joe Mixon and Baker Mayfield, and I know you're probably screaming bias right now. He also has an 85 overall, but this is not a card that everybody had access to, and a lot of you who should have got access to it either still haven't gotten it or took forever to get it. It's the Ultimate Alumni Saquon Barkley, but this is a card that you could really only get if you play College Football 25 Ultimate Team. So I think he's going to end up getting the LTD unless they have something planned for him in the future. His performance happened on a Friday night, so they probably already had mental notes that he was getting a Team of the Week card based off of that. 109 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and then he also caught 2 passes for 23 yards and had a receiving touchdown. So maybe they go the +2 route and give him a champion, or they go +3 and go up to an 88 overall and give Saquon an LTD. We had a few pretty good performances at the wide receiver position, and Jaden Reed, who also played on Friday night against the Eagles, was one of them, and he had 4 catches for 138 yards. It felt like a whole lot more, and 1 touchdown. So another very low overall card. I think for him, because he might be the best receiver on the Packers and he's very, very promising, I don't think this is going to be like a one-time thing. And I'm not saying like J.K. Dobbins or Jordan Mason won't go off again, but I could just see Jaden Reed having more performances like this. So number 1, they could save him for a latter promo or a future Team of the Week card, or number 2, if he does get a card, I could see him making the leap all the way from this 75 overall to an 87 overall champion, maybe an 84 hero, but he just feels like a champion type card. Now, there were a couple other wide receiver performances that might leapfrog him just because he could end up getting content in the future. One of them is going to be Alec Pierce, who had a really good card last year towards the end of the MUT 24 year. I remember it was a weekly wild card, and it was really a slept on card. So he has a core gold here at a 74 overall, but he is 6'3", so if they give him good attributes and give him an 84 or an 87 overall, it could be a decent card there. In week 1, Alec Pierce had 3 catches for 125 yards and 1 touchdown. And I think the card that I'm hoping that happens the most here is going to be Jameson Williams. And I think a lot of you should hope for this as well, because look at this card right here, 76 overall gold with 84 speed. So if they give him an 84 overall hero, it's going to be a budget beast with a lot of speed. If they give him an 87 overall champion or an 88 overall LTD, it's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the game. And I'm rocking right now Eagles-Lions theme team. If he gets a card plus that 1 speed on the theme team, he could be better or more valuable than the LTD Xavier Worthy, which obviously is a really expensive card. Jameson Williams here, 6'2". They give him the speed. Again, it could be a really good one. Week 1, he had 5 catches, 121 yards, and 1 touchdown in the Lions win over the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Let's talk defense. I promise I'm not being biased. Zach Bond deserves a mention. I don't know if he'll get an upgrade because he already has an 82 overall team builder. If they gave him one, it would more than likely be an 84 champion or an 84 hero or an 87 overall champion. But he had 15 tackles on the week. I think that was 1 behind the leader in tackles, which was 16. I don't remember who exactly it was. But along with those 15 tackles, he had 2 sacks. Really bright spot on the defense Friday night against the Packers. And the funny thing about it is they have him as a speed rusher. He was more just kind of all over the place, playing coverage, making tackles against the run. Wasn't really like speed rushing out there. So I don't think his card will translate very well in MUT, but he might get an upgrade based off of that performance. I think one that has a high chance at getting either a champion or the LTD is going to be Julian Love. This guy's really good, man. He made some plays against the Eagles last year in that Monday Night Football loss. He was really good with the Giants as well. He had 12 tackles from the free safety position, pretty good there. 12 tackles in week 1, but he also had a forced fumble and an interception. He was filling up the stat sheet. Now, we just got Sean Taylor at free safety. Will they go to this position once again? I think he had a good performance and it was worthy of a card, but I'm not sure if they will. This is another one that has the potential to be a budget beast. Alontae Taylor only has a 74 overall gold, but a 74 overall, 6'1" with 82 speed. This card projects to be really fast when he gets an upgrade, and I'm kind of hoping they give him like the 84 overall hero. I don't see him really getting a champion or an LTD, but if he gets that 84 overall hero, that's a card you can redeem those tokens in for free, and I think he would have a lot of speed. Now, will his coverage be any good? 59 man, 71 zone. He'd clearly be a better zone corner than a man corner, and the funniest thing about all of this is that he is a secondary player. He should get a Team of the Week card because he had 3 sacks. I had to double check this one because I didn't know who he was. My apologies, Saints fans. I wasn't familiar with him. Tennessee fans as well. I learned today that he went to Tennessee, but I saw him and saw that he was a cornerback, and I was like, hold on, he got 3 sacks? Sure enough, he did. He must have been screaming off the edge, running double mug or something. So we'll see what card Alontae Taylor gets, but I feel pretty confident he will get a card. Eric Kendricks, fun fact, he is brother of Michael Kendricks. Michael Kendricks is an Eagles legend who also won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He had 9 tackles in the win against the Browns, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. Another player that just filled up the stat sheet here. I could certainly see him being a champion on the defensive side or an LTD, and it could be a pretty good card for user purposes because his 79 overall had 79 speed, so if they can get him up into that 85, 86, 87 speed range, more like 86, 87, he could be pretty good, 6 foot even. I think his card would translate well to one of the better users in the game. Probably wouldn't be the best one, but could be a solid card. Andrew Van Ginkel, this dude just makes plays, no matter what team he plays for, from the Dolphins now to the Vikings. I know with Vic Fangio coming over from the Dolphins to be the Eagles defensive coordinator, there were rumors that the Eagles were going after him in the offseason, and when the Vikings signed him, fair to say I was a little bit disappointed because, again, every time I've watched him play, anytime the Dolphins were on TV last year, he was just always out there going crazy, and he had a pretty highlight-worthy performance against the Giants with that pick 6 on a bubble screen from Danny Dimes, or more like Danny Pennies. So Van Ginkel had 1 sack, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown, and a low number of tackles. I don't think that would stop or hinder him from getting a card, but overall, just a really good performance. And I put TJ Watt on the thumbnail and in the title because at the end of the day, the name is going to sell tickets, if you will. I don't think TJ Watt gets a card. He really didn't have a statistical good performance, but he impacted the game like probably no other from all of the week 1 performances. I think he had a couple tackles and definitely had a sack. I think it was the game sealing sack as well. Got called offsides for another one that probably shouldn't have been offsides, but he was one of the biggest reasons why Kirk Cousins and the Falcons offense struggled and why the Steelers defense played so well and ultimately won the game. So will he get a card? I don't think so, but if he does, we could be looking at either the 87 overall champion or an 88 overall LTD, with Most Feared coming in October. And, you know, just knowing that TJ Watt's going to have multiple good weeks, they could be saving him for later, but we shall see. So those are my predictions for week 1 of Team of the Week cards that will be dropping tomorrow. I'm sure you're feeling like I snubbed a lot of people. Who did I leave off the list? Leave it down below in the comment section. I'm trying to keep my list a little bit smaller this year because we know that we're only getting nine non-LTD cards and then 2 LTDs, and with the overall ranges, like, everybody's not going to get a great and a usable card. But let me know who I snubbed. Leave it down below. Thank you for watching this one. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.